from the Utah Jazz because he can really shoot the ball from outside, posts up a little bit. Great pick and pop guy, and runs the floor really well.
Speaking of being able to shoot it, Stephen Gray for the Zags has checked in. One of the shot clock. Goodson didn't see it, and it's a violation. The freshman didn't see the shot clock. Third turnover for the Zags, and Mark Few's team leading by 4.
Well, keep in mind when you're playing high school basketball in Houston, Texas, you don't have a shot clock. It's one of it sounds silly, but it's one of those things that you need to get used to, particularly when your team plays at a fast pace and the clock doesn't wind down very often. It's a good matchup, Eton and Goodson.
Eton's 3 misses the mark. Manello with the follow and miss, but right there, Anthony Brown, the senior from Brooklyn, New York, only the 4th New Yorker ever to play at Oklahoma State, as Ira Brown went down hard, missing the dunk.
Another great look by Goodson.
There's James Anderson drilling a 3. And Oklahoma State out front by a point.
John, you see a little token full court pressure. Oklahoma State doesn't have the depth that Travis Ford had at UMass the last couple of years, where they changed their defenses quite frequently.
Jump ball, possession arrow, and it'll go over to Oklahoma State. Ira Brown, the 26-year-old senior.
Well, he doesn't dunk with his left hand, which is why he misses this shot right there. Boy, look at this. Well, you know a little bit about his background, right? His baseball background.
Yeah, pitched in the minor leagues for 5 years with the Kansas City Royals. Pitched in their organization and was a great junior college basketball player for a couple of years after he finished playing in the minor leagues.
I like the story he told us yesterday. I think was at spring training where he beat Kevin Millwood in an exhibition game right out here at the stadium here at the beautiful Wide World of Sports.
Yeah, pitched against Kevin Millwood, and then Millwood, I guess he said, was pitching in a minor league game.
Yep.
Good block there. Pargo leads the Zags the other way. Randy's fouled. He'll go to the line.
We'll take a look at Josh Heitfeld now as he erases this shot by Obi Manello coming from the weak side. And we talked about it in the first game. If you block a ball to the board now, that one was above the rim. So theoretically, John, that's a goaltending. The new rule this year is if you block the ball, and I think you've got to hold it against the board, so I'll take that back. If you block that ball against the glass with your hand, that entire ball has got to be above the cylinder. That time he cleanly blocked it away from the backboard. You know, Gonzaga has so many X factors this year. You talk about Austin Day and his health, and Heitfeld and his health, and Jeremy Pargo only averaging 6 points a game so far, but 9 assists. And he came back from putting his name in the NBA draft, and he got the feedback he got was just show us that you can run a club. Don't worry about your scoring. So far, he's off to 9 assists per game.
Another block there. Pargo leads him out front.
Good solid D right there by Eton.
Knocked away, and now Harris the other way against Day. And one.
Perfect. Now he understood that Day was not going to get in front of him. And so what Harris did was he initiated the contact. He took that right at Austin Day. This is a terrific play.
Teed up.
Well, watch this. Watch him take him right into the body because Day never established his legal guarding position by getting in front of him. And Terrell Harris understood angles right there.
Mark Few getting teed up. High bounce. Harris gets it to go. He was unhappy with that call.
That was a good call because Austin Day, in retreating, never got in front, and that's a senior play by Harris. This is a young man that is off to a terrific start to a senior year after being in a season-long shooting slump as a junior. Shooting under 30% from three-point land.
Oklahoma State leading by 4.
John, the rule here is that's a point of interruption, so they shoot the 2 technical fouls, and now Harris has a chance to complete the original three-point play, and so we go back to live action. In the old days, they take the ball out at half court and you'd lose a possession and all hell would break loose.
Can't convert there. Heitfeld the board. So Gonzaga basketball down by 4. Keaton Page, an outstanding freshman for Oklahoma State, is checked in. Bolden rushing that shot as it was contested. Manello comes away with it.
Look how quick they get out.
Brown swatted away by Heitfeld.
Yeah. Brown soft-shoed that ball up there. You need to take that ball right through Heitfeld to the rim. See, he babied this. You got to get Heitfeld in foul trouble right here. Take your athleticism and go right at Heitfeld, but he just babies it up there. But Heitfeld doesn't allow that ball to get any closer.
Eton handling right here. Kick to the corner. And a 3 knocked down by Terrell Harris. And Travis Ford, 6 days after he was named head coach, first thing he did was suspend Terrell Harris. But Harris has responded, and in drills and in practice, he says that Harris is the guy winning everything. It was a big summer for Terrell Harris. Went to Houston, worked with John Lucas Sr. Bolden fighting for the loose ball. Eton comes away with it. Anderson now. Cowboys by 5. And good hands by Pargo. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Oklahoma State basketball when we come back. Cowboys leading by 5 here at the Milk House. Tonight's broadcast on ESPN2 available in spectacular high definition. It's the Old Spice Classic, part of Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. Oklahoma State leading by 5. Coach, what do you got for us right here?
When you've got, John, a 4-guard offense and a guy that can penetrate the lane like Byron Eton can, you're going to get a lot of open looks. Take a look at this now. We talk about getting a piece of the paint if you're the ball handler. So once he gets into the lane, watch the 4. You're going to see 4 white shirts right here. Eton recognizes that he's drawn the help, and he kicks it out to Anderson, who gets an open look. Or was that Harris? That was Terrell Harris. Well, I tell you what, I've mentioned this before. Terrell Harris has got a little brother, Kendall, in 8th grade in Dallas. He is one of the best 8th grade players in all of the country.
Terrell Harris off to a good start. He's got 7.
You get a chance to see what Oklahoma State's pace is like once they start to make some shots.
Anderson to the goal, and they get Downs with the foul. Friday afternoon, ESPN with a couple of college basketball games. 1 Eastern, it's Tennessee and Georgetown, number 12 against number 16. And then 3 Eastern, it's Duquesne going up against number 5, Duke, and Kyle Singler. Part of Feast Week presented by Lowe's.
Early in this game, Oklahoma State has already won the first mental battle because the Zags have gone to a 4-guard lineup. Now they're going to bring Will Foster in for Heitfeld, but they basically have 4 guards on the floor, so they're matching down to Oklahoma State rather than punishing Oklahoma State on the offensive end with their big people.
Will Foster checking in, 7'5" junior from Buckley, Washington. He was at the park last night going on. He was sitting behind me when we went on Rock and Roller Coaster. I couldn't even imagine how he folded himself into it, but he was able to do it.
You know, he's an interesting guy because he's a Mark Eaton type. He can really affect the game on the defensive end.
Bolden is fouled, and he will go to the line. Coach, as far as Oklahoma State and their smaller lineup, one of the things that's interesting is that a survey recently of over 300 coaches, about 60% of teams play at least 3 guards. So you're seeing more 3-guard attacks, not 4-guard attacks, but more 3-guard attacks than ever before.
Well, I think the primary reason is the ability of guards to be able to dribble, penetrate into the lane. Passing is worse than it's ever been. You talk to the old coaches, they'll tell you that. But dribbling and ball handling by people is the hardest thing to guard in basketball right now. So when you combine some outside shooting from behind the 3-point line with the ability like a guy like Eton to get into the lane, it's become very effective. Now think to Villanova a few years ago when they went with the 4-guard lineup, and you get a taste of what Oklahoma State's going to be a lot this season.